So a few days ago, Formula 1 announced a 10-year deal with a circuit in Qatar to host the Qatari Grand Prix, adding yet another Middle Eastern round to the championship. And the announcement received the same sort of criticism that the race in Saudi Arabia seemed to generate, because Qatar had been the centre of a scandal with FIFA for the 2022 World Cup, as well as going against the whole "we race as one" thing, because human rights and things like that, stuff I haven't really looked into, to be honest. So the other night, in a bout of what I perceived to be cleverness, I tweeted something about how Formula 1 was in talks with the planet of Venus, the city of Raccoon City and Isengard to host a Grand Prix as well. And there's a bit of an issue with that, because the surface temperature of Venus is many hot, and Isengard and Raccoon City, well, they don't exist. They're fictional. They were made up by a writer. But a high-resolution map of Raccoon City is on the internet, so I got thinking, could you design a street circuit around a fictional city? And to a lesser extent, would it be as good as what they're going to have in Qatar? If you can call it good, because the MotoGP guys are saying it's going to be horrible. So if you don't really know anything about it, Raccoon City is the setting for the first 3 games in the Resident Evil series, possibly my favourite video game series of all time, along with Shenmue and Fallout. The general premise behind it, and I'll leave a timestamp so you can skip story time here, and spoiler alert, obviously. In the original game and its remake, set in the late July of 1998, there had been some murders happening in the forest area just to the northwest of the city, and the town's Special Tactics and Rescue Service, or STARS, was called in to investigate. Bravo team went out on the 23rd of July 1998 and went missing, so Alpha team went out the next day, although why the next day instead of a couple of hours later, I've got no clue. And also, why did they send them out in the middle of the night? While exploring the wreckage of Bravo Team's helicopter, Alpha Team is attacked by some feral dogs, and their helicopter pilot does a runner, so they end up seeking refuge in a mansion that's nearby. This mansion is filled to the brim with zombies, humans that have been infected with a mutagenic toxin called the T-virus. Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine and Barry Burton all explore this mansion and find that the mansion is a front for the Umbrella Corporation, a pharmaceutical company that has been experimenting on people for these things called bio-organic weapons, as well as maintaining a public side of the company that sells things like headache cures, antihistamines and all that good stuff, you know, like AstraZeneca and people like that, I guess. So they blow up the mansion and escape with just one survivor of Bravo Team called Rebecca Chambers. But a month and a half later, in the September of 1998, the virus creeps into the city, and Resident Evils 2 and 3 involve escaping the city while simultaneously learning more about what Umbrella was up to, given that they were the biggest employers in town. And there is a lot more to the story, involving assassinations, bad disposals of toxic waste, corrupt police officers and stuff like that, but if I mentioned everything to do with the story, like the nitty-gritties, we would be here all day, because A, I love it, and B, the lore is fantastic. So with all that out of the way, let's get the map up and start drawing on it. Right then, here we are in GIMP. Got the map up, and you can see that basically everything is here. This is a map that appeared in the remake of Resident Evil 3, and people have gone around and they've added all the landmarks for the city onto this map. So number 58 right here, this is the Raccoon City Police Department, the RPD building. Number 50 here, this is the university, the ending to Resident Evil Outbreak. What else we got? We've got the prison, apparently. That's the prison down there. Number 57. Number 11 is sort of the football stadium or something like that. And then you got things like the Apple Inn and things like that there. The St. Michael Clock Tower. Quite an important location in Resident Evil 3. 81. The hospital. Again, another important part of Resident Evil 3. Raccoon City Zoo, which forms one of these scenarios in Outbreak File 2, which is a very good scenario, by the way. You fight like infected lions and elephants that have been infected with the T-virus. It's brilliant. So, got a lot of streets to play with here, but I'm going to concentrate most of the track around this sort of downtown area, around the police station, around sort of the Kendo gun shop is just here as well. Warren Street, Central Street, and things like that, because you've got like straights here that you can put in and stuff like that. And then sort of, I think down here is mainly residential. Over here is more residential. Commercial obviously in the middle, more residential sort of around here, and then industrial up here for the marshalling yard and up towards the dead factory and all that. So to get started, I'm going to put the start line here. So you've got like this run up Warren Street, and that'll form the start-finish straight. It says down here that 1 inch equals 1 mile, or 1.6 kilometers for those of you using metric, but I refuse to believe that the Raccoon City Police Department is a mile deep. No, that ain't happening. So we're just going to lob all formats of scaling out of the window, because I don't think the city's that big. It's got a population of about 100,000 people, and that block there is a mile? No, I don't believe it. Again, I'm not very clued up on how American cities are built, because ours are so tightly packed together because of, you know, it's an island the size of Florida or something like that, or Michigan, I don't know. But anyway, this will form the sort of the main straight, the start-finish straight, and then bring it up to Raccoon Street here, and then you have a kink, and then probably put in a hairpin just in front of the clock tower. That would be pretty good for like TV and stuff like that. And also it's like quite central as well, because you've got the tram station here, and you probably have to do something with these tram lines to make them drivable. But then again, there was a level crossing in Detroit. Was it Detroit? Yeah, it might have been Detroit back in the 80s. The cars went over a train track. It was pretty cool. So you come back, you've got the kink leading into the hairpin, so that you got the challenge of sort of braking into that kind of like Bahrain or something like that. Then you come back on yourself, and you've got like overtaking opportunities and stuff like that. So bring it round here to Bond Street, up to the bottom end, or the southeastern end of the zoo, and then back out onto Central Street like so, and then have a flat out blast down here to the junction with whatever street this is. I'm assuming this is going to be narrow enough, so this will form like a slight chicane onto Ennerdale Street, which is like the main thoroughfare through the city, and then come out in front of the Raccoon City Police Department, and then I would bring it round through Fission Street in front of all the bars and stuff, like the Bar Jack, the Apple Inn, back onto Ennerdale Street, and then complete the track on Warren Street. I don't know how long that's going to be. I mean, this was just a very quick drawing as well, but there is actually a map in Cities Skylines for Raccoon City, and I'm in the process of building it, but it's just nowhere near finished enough to show it off in 3D. But I think that would be pretty cool, because, you know, you've got, like I say, you've got the DRS zone here, and then you've got the start-finish line there. Let me try and bring that up there so I can make it into a closed path. So, like somewhere like Baku, where you had like Lance Stroll and Valtteri Bottas in 2017 racing to the line, and then Bottas just pipping him right at the end, that would work. So I'm trying to think of the actual racing as well. DRS up here be pretty damn good through this tight section. So you've got your overtaking opportunity here. This will be like your downforce section, your mechanical grip section with these hairpins and things like that. And you could probably change the profiling of some of these hairpins as well, with some concrete barriers and stuff like that. Some of the Birmingham Super Prix was back in the day. I drove on that a couple of weeks ago, and some of the stuff is still there for it. So I think the option is still there for them to have another race, and then probably have a secondary DRS zone, and then a quick little chicane here. They could probably tighten that up, because Flower Street pretty wide. So tighten that chicane. There's your other overtaking opportunity. And then if that bit there is narrow and they're forced to go single file down there, like the castle section at Baku, that would be pretty awesome. And then through here, and then that could probably be taken quite quickly, but you're still focusing more on your downforce and your mechanical grip. Dirty air also be a problem. Then up Fox Street, meet back up with Ennerdale Street. Tight section. You could probably, if you get a decent exit through there, you could probably launch one at the inside if you're brave enough, and then back up Warren Street in between the Raccoon City Police Department and whatever number 76 is. I actually don't know. Might be one of the press offices or something like that. But let me try and get that to function as an actual path, and you'll be able to see it as it should be. So there we have it. The US Grand Prix Midwest, even if it is a fictional track in a fictional town from a video game series that I just happen to adore. Now, some of these, well, I say some of these hairpins, there's only 2 hairpins on the entire track. This one could probably be a bit more rounded. This one can remain as is, you know, the Zoo corner, St. Michael's corner, the Central Chicane, I don't know, Redfield corner, I don't know, Jack corner, because, you know, the bar Jack's here, and the Raccoon City press straight away, whatever it is Americans insist on calling those things, but there it is. There's not much else to say. I literally just went, nah, that'll do. But yeah, leave any ideas down in the comments. What other cities could host a race? Maybe there could be one in Los Santos or Gotham or Silent Hill or somewhere like that. But hey, look, it's just a bit of fun. Nothing too super serious. You know, I do actually have fun on this channel from time to time, but there it is, the Umbrella Corporation USGP Midwest. So that's it. All that's left to say is thanks for watching if you've made it this far. Remember to like and subscribe, get the bell on for future videos, never miss out on all that good stuff. I am useless without a script, can't you tell? And also a massive thank you to the patrons of Patreon that continue to support the channel. If you do wish to join them in supporting this channel on a more personal level, or just join in with the discussion on Discord, I'll leave all the links down in the description box for you as well, along with stuff for social media and all of that. So until next time, I've been AdmiralLaWind. Have a great day wherever you live in the world. I'll see you all again soon for a future video. So until next time, goodbye.